Hello and welcome. My name is Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to do a heat press review. This is the TransPro Select Semi Auto and it is the 15 by 15 size. Now this is a really great size for my craft room in particular, so I wanted to do this press first. So I will be bringing you more heat press reviews. Now this heat press is a semi-automatic heat press, so it does auto open, similar to something like the Cricut AutoPress. However, it is larger than the AutoPress, and some of the features here, it does have a slide out drawer. So you can slide it out, so you can add your things to the heat press way out here, away from that super hot surface over there. Then press it in, add something inside, I would press it down, and there's a magnet here that automatically locks. And once it's done, it will pop up. Now, if I made a mistake, I wanted to open this back up, there is an emergency stop. It is on the side. So I would press the emergency stop and I kind of hold the handle just so it doesn't pop back up on me. And you can open it via the emergency stop if you've made a mistake or just want to open the press. If I wanted to do a quick pre-press, I would not have to press all the way down to where that magnet engages. So I could press it down and do a pre-press. It is counting down at this point, so it's counting down for me, so I would know how many seconds I did my pre-press for, and then I could just lift up, add the shirt, and when I do my full press, go ahead and press all the way down so that magnet engages. So now that we've taken a look at the press, a little bit about it, let's take a look at how to set the time and temperature. It does have a digital display, and it also has a pressure adjustment, which we will look at as well. So for this time and temperature adjustment, we just press OK in the center, OK one more time, and we can adjust the temperature up and down. Press OK one more time, and you can adjust the time up and down. If I wanted to go very fast when I was adjusting, I could hold the down button down, and it would go at a faster pace. If I wanted to go slowly, I could do it one at a time. Then you just set the time and the temperature that you need for your blank. Once you have that time and temperature set, just press OK one more time. The temperature goes from 0 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and the time goes from 0 to 999 seconds. Let's take a look at doing that pressure adjustment. The pressure knob itself, I find it easier to adjust if I go about halfway down. If I turn it to the left, that's raising it up, less pressure. Turn it to the right or clockwise, and that is more pressure. And I would just test to see how much pressure it takes me to actually lock in that magnet. If I don't like that pressure, I can loosen that up. I do always test my pressure with my blank loaded inside. And I do want to note that as you're testing this, if the magnet will not lock, just open the press all the way back up to sort of reset it, and then it should lock down after that. On this side of the press, you'll find your power switch on and off, as well as where your power cord goes into the press. The opposite side of the press is where the emergency shut-off button is located. So my first project is going to be this can koozie. I would add it to the press, and I'm going to pre-press it just a little bit, so I'm not going to press all the way down, not going to engage this. If I wanted to check the pressure, I could go ahead and engage it and adjust the pressure at this time. Once I have the pressure I want, I'll press that emergency release. And now this has been pre-pressed. Now I can pull this sliding drawer out, lint roll to remove any debris, add my sublimation print into location, use some heat resistant tape to tape that down, and then I'm going to add protective paper on the bottom as well as the top. Go ahead and slide that drawer back in and press. This is 356 degrees for 120 seconds. You'll see that once that time is up, the press does auto open. So I'm nowhere near the press at the time it's complete, and it does auto open once the time is up that I have set on that timer. Then once that's opened up, we can pull out this drawer again and remove that sublimation print. Now let's take a look at a shirt. For the shirt, I'm going to add some protective paper to the tray, and I'm actually going to thread the shirt on. Just sort of roll the shirt up towards the collar, and then you can thread it on, and I have the collar towards me. Once I have it on here, I can close this. I went ahead and adjusted my time and temperature to 385 degrees for 55 seconds. Once I have that pressure set, the shirt is preheated. I'm going to go ahead and lint roll the shirt. And this is a shirt that's okay for sublimation. I'm just going to add this print. And you do want to make sure to orient it in the right direction when you do this threading technique. Then I'll just tape it down, and again, you can pull this tray out at any time if you feel like your hands are getting too close to that heat platen. put protective paper on top, close that drawer, and press. Once again, once the time is up, the press does auto open. As soon as the time has elapsed, it does open automatically. You do hear the press beep a few seconds before it opens up, and that's just to warn you that it is about to open. And then we can just peel this sublimation print back, and the shirt looks great. I went ahead and pressed a few more blanks, including a bag tag, a coaster, some HTV, as well as a DTF print, just to see how well this press performed. Let's take a look at the results. So I must say everything turned out great. So I made some can koozies, I made a bag tag, and then a ceramic coaster. Now the ceramic coaster, the sublimation paper stuck, but I just added it to some water and the paper came off fine. I might have needed less pressure for that, but otherwise all of these blanks turned out great. Now let's take a look at the shirts. So first up is this sublimation shirt, and it looks amazing. Everything looked great on it. Then I did a shirt with HTV. Now this is a patterned HTV, but the HTV turned out great. And I did do a second press with the HTV with the Teflon sheet on the top, because the sheet on this HTV just came up with the press. I do think it was probably some static, so you might want to put something over your HTV product or one of the covers over the top of the heat press. And then this was my DTF shirt, and the DTF shirt turned out great and pressed great as well. So this press has a price point of about $6.99 as of the filming of this video. I do think that it's a great price point for all the features that this has. Now I do recommend a traditional heat press like this for a variety of things, especially if you're going to get into sublimation items and things that require medium to heavy pressure. I do think a traditional press is the best answer. And this is a great example of one that you can get with tons of features for a low price. So some of the pros is the tray that pulls out. The auto open feature is another great pro of this. And then the size. 15 by 15 is a great size for pressing a wide variety of blanks, but isn't so large that you're going to have to deal with a heavy and clunky heat press within your craft room all the time. And it doesn't take up as much space as something like a 16 by 20. So I feel like a 15 by 15 is a really great size for a lot of you crafters out there. And this one is a really great price point. So I'm going to link to where to purchase this press in the description below this video. You can head there to purchase this press. If you're looking for a heat press, they'll do a wide variety of things, medium, heavy pressure, tons of different things, and is an amazing price point with that auto open feature and pull out drawer. This might just be the heat press for you. Now, did I have any cons with this heat press? We talked about sort of all the pros. One of the cons was this handle on the drawer got a little warm for me. I would probably wrap it with something to avoid it getting too hot for me to pull out. The other thing is the pressure adjustment. If I close the press all the way, it's hard to get your hand in here. If the press is open all the way, it can be hard to turn this knob because some of these brackets are in the way. So it's a little bit awkward closing it partially to twist it and then needing to open it up in order for it to lock down. So just a little bit awkward with the pressure adjustment. I do love that it's an adjustable pressure press, but the pressure adjustment knob itself is kind of an awkward location. And that's probably all for the cons. That's basically the two things that I personally would change about this press, but otherwise I do think this is a great press. It did a great job on my test projects, and I do think this would be a great one to add to your craft room. Now this press is from ProWorld, so you can expect great customer service. I always recommend making a large purchase like this from a reliable source, and ProWorld is that reliable source, so you can know that you're going to get that great customer service along with your heat press. So hopefully this helps you if you're looking for a heat press in this price range with these features. So if you have any questions, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you liked this video and it helped you, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.